Welcome to Atlanta Local Unplugged, the podcast that explores Atlanta's vibrant local scene for food, music, entertainment, culture, unplugged events, and the many hidden gems in Atlanta. Your host is Riley Bennett. Let's dive in.
Hey Atlanta, it's Riley Bennett, and you're listening to Atlanta Local Unplugged. Today we're cracking open Atlanta's literary scene, the indie bookstores that anchor neighborhoods, the authors who call the city home, and the events that turn reading into a full social calendar. Whether you're a lifelong Atlantan or plotting a culture-rich weekend, I'll share the spots, strategies, and tasty pairings that make book hunting a mini vacation. We'll go shelf by shelf through standout shops, map easy transit routes, and cap every browse with a coffee, cocktail, or dinner nearby. Think date night ideas, kid-friendly afternoons, and solo wanders that recharge your brain. Ready to discover why the ATL is secretly a book lover's paradise? Grab your tote, silence your notifications, and let's start paging through the city. Stories await around every corner. Today, Atlanta reads together. Our strength is the ecosystem. Fiercely independent bookstores that curate with taste, a public library system that programs nonstop, festivals that welcome big names and emerging voices, and author communities that mentor, collaborate, and show up for each other. On any weeknight, you can jump from a new release signing to a poetry open mic, then land at a neighborhood bar where a silent book club is quietly thriving. Geography helps too. Walkable squares in Decatur and Virginia Highland, the Beltline connecting shop to supper, MARTA drops near Auburn Avenue and Inman Park, and free or low-cost events that keep discovery accessible. Add universities, writing programs, publishers, and a deep history of Black arts leadership, and you've got a city where conversations on the page spill into conversations on the block. Every day. Start in Inman Park at Acapella Books, a pillar for author events and smart staff picks. The shop's shelves lean literary but rove widely, music, politics, Southern history, so it's perfect before a Beltline stroll. Ask about upcoming signings. Chances are there's one this week. Over in Decatur, Karis Books and More is the South's oldest feminist bookstore and a sanctuary for LGBTQ+ readers. Their calendar is packed, writing workshops, themed clubs, and activist conversations that feel like living room salons. A short walk away, Little Shop of Stories is kid-lit heaven with cozy nooks, stellar middle-grade recs, and seasonal magic on Decatur Square. Parents love weekend story times. Grown-ups love finding illustrated gems they didn't know they needed. Grab coffee on the square and let your stack grow. Then browse again, because surprises keep appearing. On Auburn Avenue, For Keeps Books is a revelatory space centering Black literature, with rare and out-of-print treasures curated like a museum, yet priced to bring home. Talk with the owner about provenance. Every book feels like a story about a story. Up in Chamblee, Atlanta Vintage Books is a labyrinth of used and collectible titles, complete with creaky floors, resident cats, and a map if you need it. Budget time to wander genres you never planned to explore. Back in Decatur, Eagle Eye Bookshop pairs new, used, and remainders with a robust event slate. It's an excellent stop for author talks that skew craft-forward and reader-friendly. Their bargain shelves are legendary. Bring an extra tote so your future self thanks you later. Parking's good, and staff picks never steer you wrong. Virginia Highland Books brings that neighborhood living room feel. Exposed brick, friendly rec cards, and a balance of buzzy fiction, travel cookbooks, and kids' corners. It's perfect before a patio bite nearby. Inside Ponce City Market, Posman Books offers a tight, gift-forward selection and an easy place to duck in between rooftop plans and food hall cravings. The staff stays on top of debuts, so ask what just landed. On the south side at Greenbrier Mall, Medu Bookstore is a cornerstone for African and African-American literature, children's titles, and community reads. Expect robust shelves on history, spirituality, and culture, plus dynamic author visits. Together, these shops show Atlanta's range, hyperlocal charm, tourist-friendly browsing, and deep community-centered curation. Rotate them, and your TBR will stay delightfully unruly all year. Bring friends, trade picks, make it ritual together. Put local authors on your list. Start with Tayari Jones. An American Marriage captures Atlanta's social fabric with tenderness and bite. Nick Stone's YA, especially Dear Martin, sparks big intergenerational conversations. Crime fans, meet Karen Slaughter, queen of taut plotting with Georgia Grit. For poetry, dive into Natasha Trethewey's luminous elegies and Jericho Brown's inventive Vulnerable the Tradition. Jocelyn Jackson blends Southern voice with page-turning stakes. Thomas Mullen's Darktown brings historical Atlanta alive through noir, and playwright novelist Pearl Cleage writes with unapologetic clarity about love, art, and community. Many of these writers pop up at local events. Browsing their backlists at the shops we've named is like mapping the city's heartbeat. Ask booksellers for read-alikes, then let your stack carry you into neighborhoods and histories you haven't yet explored. Atlanta authors reward slow, curious wandering. To meet writers in the wild, track event calendars. A Cappella, Karis, and Eagle Eye host frequent signings, panel talks, and craft conversations, often free with RSVP and a suggested book purchase. The Georgia Center for the Book, based at the Decatur Library, brings touring authors, prizes, and community initiatives. Their listings are a one-stop planner. For deeper context, spend time at the Auburn Avenue Research Library on African American culture and history. Beyond exhibitions and archives, their lectures and film series spotlight scholars, artists, and movement elders, grounding contemporary reads in lived history. Arrive 20 to 30 minutes early for seating, bring questions, and linger afterward. Hallway chats often become reading lists. Support the venue by buying a book. It keeps the mic turned on. If it's full, waitlist and stand by politely. Mark your calendar for the Decatur Book Festival, usually on Labor Day weekend, a sprawling celebration across downtown Decatur. Expect packed author stages, indie presses, kids parades, and pop-up readings in churches, tents, and libraries. Buy tickets early for headliners, then build a route of free talks in between. Ride MARTA to Decatur Station to skip parking stress. Everything's walkable from the square. Between sessions, refuel like a local. Kimball House for oysters and cocktails, Brickstore Pub for Belgian ales and comfort plates, or quick coffee at Dancing Goats. Wear comfortable shoes, carry water, and bring a small umbrella for Georgia's mood swings. Pro tip, choose a theme, crime, poetry, cookbooks, and let it guide your day. Then cap the evening with ice cream at Butter and Cream. You'll leave buzzing with discoveries. Want built-in community? Karis hosts specialty clubs, queer lit, social justice, speculative fiction, often hybrid, so you can join from home. Silent Book Club Atlanta meets in cafes and bars. Bring any book, read together, then mingle if you like. DIY more your vibe? Hit Atlanta Zine Fest and rotating pop-ups where writers, artists, and small presses trade chapbooks and comics. For spoken word and stories, Carapace at Manuel's Tavern runs monthly, and open mic poetry nights rotate across art spaces. To plan smart, RSVP early for free events, arrive 20 to 30 minutes ahead, and buy or bring a book to support the space. For transit, Decatur, Inman Park, and Auburn Avenue are easy by MARTA. Check parking in Inman Park and Ponce City Market before peak times. Keep tabs via newsletters and weekend shortlist. Make it a lit crawl. Inman Park afternoon. Browse a Cappella books, stroll the Beltline east toward Krog, then settle into Sato Sato for silky pasta or bread and butterfly for a chic European-style dinner. Decatur date night. Start at Little Shop or Eagle Eye, cocktail at Kimball House, then a nightcap pint at Brickstore Pub on the square. Old Fourth Ward Loop. Flip through for Keeps Books, espresso at Chrome Yellow, then dinner at Marcus Bar and Grill, or cozy plates at Amano. Ponce City Browse and Bite. Pop into Posman at PCM, ride the elevator to rooftop views and drinks at 9 Mile Station, or share antipasti at Bellina Alimentari. OTP Treasure Hunt. Raid Atlanta Vintage Books, then toast your finds at Hopsticks or Southbound in Chamblee. Plan transit or rideshare. Atlanta Local Unplugged, your guide to food, fun, and what's happening locally. Search Atlanta Local Unplugged on Facebook and Instagram so you never miss what's happening. A Blazer digital media production. That's our lit tour of the ATL. Indie shops with personality, authors whose work stitches neighborhoods together, and events that turn reading into a social sport. You've got a toolkit now: where to browse, how to meet writers, which festivals and open mics to catch, and the best bites to bookend every chapter of your day. Remember the pro moves. RSVP early, arrive a little ahead, support venues with a purchase, and let MARTA simplify Decatur and Auburn Avenue plans. Whether you're planning a date night, corralling kids for story time, or savoring a solo afternoon, there's a corner of the city ready to welcome you. Pick one bookstore, one event, and one nearby bite this weekend and start your own Atlanta reading routine. I'm Riley Bennett. Thanks for listening. Until next time, happy city browsing.
You've been listening to Atlanta Local Unplugged with host Riley Bennett. Until next time, plan fast, explore deep, and enjoy Atlanta.